The number one learning which I got this year was just do it. I implemented in my all the things which I was doing, like freelancing, and I was building this YouTube channel. So when you are building something in the back end and you are, giving it the most priority, your other priorities, you have to sometimes ignore them and have to focus more on building this. Sometimes you have to take the leap of faith of it that it will work for you. For me, this YouTube channel was something that I was doing from a very long time, and making this HarshWise YouTube channel is something that I really appreciate. Just do it is a concept which I learned by whenever I just procrastinate. I was just planning for something like, okay, I have to do this thing, I have to do a specific thing. I will just say myself ki, hey, I can do it, and I focus more on just implementing this by saying just do it. And I have written a complete big word just do it on my just in front of this whiteboard, and I want you to harness this principle. Focus more on execution instead of just planning. I have seen people planning, I have seen myself planning and not executing on the right time at the moment when needed, and that work takes a lot of time to get completed. So instead of just thinking about the right time, focus more on executing at that exact point. And we all focus more on the larger chunk of work. Okay, I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing. Instead of that, focus on the simplest task or simplest work you can do for achieving that goal. It could be planning on paper. Most of the people plan in their mind, think about it, and achieve everything in their mind. So they never execute that on the real world because they haven't planned it on paper. I would suggest you to take a paper, and whatever you are planning to execute, whatever you are planning and thinking for doing, don't just think about it in your mind. Write it on a paper. Okay, how you will execute that, what is your plan, how it will work, and how you are going to execute that. Every process should be on paper so that you know, okay, this is how things work for you. Hello everyone, my name is Harsh and I am the founder of TheHarshWise, and I am building a media production brand that help you to become more productive and proactive. I have completed one complete year of building TheHarshWise this week, and I wanted to share you most of the learning which I've learned throughout this year, and I want you to learn that in your life because I believe I should learn that lesson very early so that I know what are the thing I'm going to learn. And I'm very grateful that I learned those lessons. So let's get started. The second lesson, which is very important, that you should not focus on your tool, instead of focus on the execution. We have this mindset of, okay, I have to, have a good camera, I need to have a good laptop for execution. When I started, I don't have any, fancy setup. I just had that phone which I used to record videos back then. But slowly and slowly I'm learning and experimenting, and I believe I will learn it very soon. Sometimes things conflict between my college, my own priorities, and this YouTube channel. So sometimes things become little hard for me, but I believe I am focusing more on execution instead of, focusing more over there, making it the perfect thing. And this remind me a concept which I learned from this book called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, where Naval said, give me a lever long enough and a place to stand and I will move the earth around. And I always resonate this principle, and I hope you will also if you start executing with the tools you have. The third lesson is harness a learning mindset. I have seen people not having enough curiosity. People are like, okay, I know this thing and I'm not ready to learn because he is of my own age, he's younger than me, and what he will give something to me if he's from my own age. So I have seen people talking something like that, and I have seen people who are founders, who are builders, who are at the very great stages, and still they are ready to learn something from the younger people like me. And so it's all about the want you have, it all about the more you wanted to learn, and the more you learn, the more you grow in your life. I have talked about learning mindset in my video, where I talk about that learning mindset is always help you to grow in your life, because the people who learn, who invest their time into learning, always stand ahead, because these are the people who always learn, execute, and get ahead. And there's someone who is not learning, always stay behind and think about this opportunity thing. Okay, opportunity will come to me and then I will learn something. So don't be something like that. If I talk about this YouTube channel, this YouTube journey was quite long for me, and I believe I have completed the complete 8 years of building, for doing YouTube. If I remind myself the whole journey, this journey was quite long, where I was, started YouTube channel around 8 years back, and I started as a tech YouTuber. I wanted to become a tech YouTuber. I was aspiring tech YouTuber. So at the time everybody was doing that, and I was doing the same exact thing what everybody was doing in my own level, because I don't have that, fancy gadgets, I don't have the fancy setup, I don't have a fancy camera even I don't have the new devices for unboxing. but still I was doing it because it was my interest, because it was a thing I wanted to learn. By just creating videos, I built that confidence, and the confidence level and communication level was increased for me. And slowly I become better into communication in Hindi, but not was very English. But that's why my second goal was to focus on a YouTube channel that was completely around English. So after completing 12th, I started a YouTube channel called Be Harshu, where I was completely making videos in English, and I was focusing more on creating videos in English. And slowly I pivoted that idea and I started a new YouTube channel. I was thinking like, okay, I will document my journey in the college, and that channel will be completely in English. So the HarshWise is here, and you are seeing it not just a YouTube channel, but something that is, I call it a internet asset that help you to become more productive and proactive. I just wanted to give you the rough idea about the compounding effect of things. I started YouTube channel at that time when I know nothing. So my peers will be like, okay, this person want to do something, okay, let him do that. If I talk about the compounding effect of that, I slowly and gradually I become the canva confident. I'm able to speak confidently, and I'm able to speak the long I want to speak. You have seen me on the live stream, I was talking about solving the problem, and I'm little confident about speaking the way I'm speaking. So if I make mistake, I just correct myself and get ahead. Now through this way, like how I improve my communication skill, how I created a hack for my communication skill. So if you're interested into learning how to communicate in English and how to speak English confidently the way I do, some people are like, hey Harsh, how you speak like that? They reach out to my DM, they ask me like, so I recommend you a video, a complete 7-minute guide where I talk about like how I created an unfair advantage for me, a way through which I learned English fluently. You can learn as well. So if you're interested, go and watch that video. I will mention the I button here. Check it out. Now let's talk about the unfair advantage. Even this year, I learned this concept of luck. I understand what are the 4 types of luck: the blind luck from motion, luck from uniqueness, and luck from awareness. I have talked about the complete detail of it in the video which you will found in the description. Just go and check it out. All the videos I have made, and I'm recommending you all the videos I learned this year, and I am implementing that thing in my own life as well. So learn that and implement it in your life. And in between, I wanted to talk about the challenge we all face, and I want you to understand this thing. It is very normal. Sometimes it is unable to take that one single step toward the thing you want, you love to do. Sometimes it becomes very hard. Sometimes our legs got stuck, and sometimes we feel so overwhelmed because of those problems. I am facing some technical problems as well, but still I'm trying to make things happen. And I wish you also learned that. Let's suppose you have to make video. The most easiest step could be planning about it, writing script of it, how you will speak, this practice of it. Just go in front of the mirror and practice how you'll speak. That could be the most simplest thing you can do. But understand this one single thing: the day 2 will came for you where you have to execute that thing. Don't let that work in the hold for the longer time, because the more you hold that work, the more you will procrastinate about it. In last, I want to talk about the systematization. I learned this concept from Ali Abdal. Like, learn to create a process for your things. Whatever the thing you love to do, whatever thing you are building, whatever thing you are doing, create a system for it. Have a plan at somewhere where okay, if you are missing out the track, you know what track you have to follow. You have created something for yourself. You can use Notion, Notes app, or a paper for documenting the whole thing. What you have to do, what is your goal, what you have to do, what the solution you have to create, anything and everything what you are doing. If you are working on a project, you can create a structure, a schema, like how you will process and how you will work on that. So yeah, this was a complete lesson I learned this whole year, and I hope you learned something out of it. If you learn something, do share on LinkedIn, Twitter, or your Instagram. Don't forget to tag me as well. I would love to reshare on my stories. I would love to reshare on my Twitter and LinkedIn. The last and the most important lesson I wanted to make and I wanted to give you is just make notes of whatever you are learning. This is the most underrated skill people know and people do. And I always learned this thing, and I had this diary here. Whatever I'm speaking here was actually noted. Whatever I have to speak, I just write on paper again and again. I create flowcharts, I create things so that I don't forget at the thing which I have to talk with you. I hope I made your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will meet you in the next video.